Harry Potter.
Have you been dying to write Harry Potter in the Forbidden Jury? Well, I think she is dying. Really? Will you just look at her legs? They even need to push that thing down. She needs 2 seats for it. Oh my god. Have you been dying? Well, she apparently is. 30 is a long shot, guys. Oh my.
The Forbidden Journey at Universal's.
Oh, look at that guy. He's just pushing and pushing. Wow. Oh my lord. This is so embarrassing, by the way. Will you just look at that? Oh, you can't enjoy. Well, you can't do it. Oh no, you're too fat.
Worried about fitting in a non-traditional bed at a Disney World resort? Have you been dying to ride
A non-traditional bed? Well, look at this. What? Look at this. She's literally pushing herself through. It won't fit. How is that possible? Really, there is something wrong with people. Oh my, I'm speechless.
Expedition Everest at Disney World's Animal Kingdom?
These are the plus size park hoppers, and they are a group that get a lot of love from the plus size community, but they also get a lot of hate from just about everyone else. From people telling them to lose weight, that
Exactly. And actually, I think it is very nice of people to just tell them that you should lose some weight as well. Because, well, 30 is a long shot if you're that heavy. If this isn't a sign, I don't know what is. This should be a wake-up call. Yeah, these calls, these little sentences over here, these people actually care about these people.
this should be a wake-up call.
Exactly.
And honestly, a lot of the time just flat out bullying. I wanted to take a look at their account and their goals, and although there are some positives, I do think they're spreading a pretty dangerous message with their content, which isn't obvious at first glance. Now, they started their account back in 2023, and the group initially started posting to TikTok sharing their special moments from the trip to Disney. The content only got a few thousand views at most, and had nothing to do with their weight.
Poor legs, poor knees, poor feet, poor heart. Trying to pump all day long. Oh, you need a lot of strength. That heart needs to be quite strong for that. Because she fed.
At first, but after getting questions about how they were able to go to the parks being plus size, the group started to post tips and tricks videos to TikTok, like what were the best shoes to wear and outfits to wear when being their size.
Wow. Wow, very strong shoes. The most comfortable shoes for Disney World. Wow. Someone is wearing Crocs over there. Interesting. But well, look at that. I really thought that that park was for children, but well, I don't see any children in this picture. Interesting.
Everyone, we're plus size park hoppers, and as plus size girlies, we definitely know the importance of good footwear. Our biggest tip is to switch it up
Biggest.
every day. So here are our personal favorite shoes for those long days in the park.
But now you'll recognize them.
Oh my lord in the heavens. Look at that. That woman needs 2 seats for this thing. Well, look at the right one. Bloody hell. Well, it ain't fit.
Focuses on sharing videos of all 5 group members trying out the ride seat and checking that they fit.
Have you been dying to ride Harry Potter?
Well, she's dying. But look at that. Look at that guy just pushing. It doesn't fit. That thing normally needs to be like in front of your belly, right? Like needs to click somewhere downstairs and between the little butt plug in the screen. You know what I mean? No idea what the thing is, but looks like a butt plug. A hell of one, big one. Look at that. Wait, isn't this embarrassing? And you're just even uploading this on the internet without being embarrassed at all. I mean, he needs to push and it won't fit. I mean, he can ask some colleagues to help, but still, if you're 5 people, you won't be able. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
forbidden journey at Universal's Islands of Adventure, but you weren't sure if you'd fit? Are you worried about fitting on rides at Universal's
Bloody
Epic
hell.
Universe?
And it's not just the park rides, but the seats inside of park restaurants too.
Have you been dying to eat at Tutorial Al Forno at Disney?
It's really funny that they are using the word dying. Have you been dying to do this? Well, after that meal, they probably will be dead. I mean, really, this ain't healthy. Look at that woman with the red t-shirt. She has no neck. Where's her neck? There ain't one. It's disgusting.
World Boardwalk, but you weren't sure if you'd fit. The seating options here are a mixture of table.
Actually, this is a bit concerning, I have to say it. I mean, these people, they find it very normal that you are that fat. Like, well, what should we say? 150 plus kilograms. Having a BMI over the 30, very concerning. And it's all very normal and now if we say, well, you fat, then you're fat shaming. I think that when I say, well, woman, if you want to become older than 30, you should lose some weight, and then I am the bad guy over here. Like, I'm trying to help you. I mean, it is so normal to be that fat, but when you are like me, when you're just, well, normal size or average or whatever, and if you are just, well, going to the gym and exercise a lot, then you are strange and not enjoying life, and then you are saying, wow, you don't eat, you can't do a thing, and you must be eat just one cabbage a day. I think, are you thin shaming right now? Interesting. Isn't it the opposite? But fair enough. Fair enough. But really, guys, 30 is a long shot. Long shot.
With chairs, half booths, and bigger booths as well. We were seated at a bigger booth with a chair at the end. The chair did have arms, so we did ask to replace it. Overall, we found the booth pretty comfortable and roomy enough for the 6 of us.
And before we
Yeah, they made bigger chairs for you. So just a couch that you can just sit on it. That is the whole thing. This is so... They don't even see it. They don't even see it. They don't even hear it. Like, woman, they made those couches that way. So you fat fucks can just sit over there and eat more, become fatter and fatter. And then the next time you will eat more and more because your stomach became bigger and bigger, and wow, you see the never-ending loop over here. They will just keep going until, well, they are dead, and then another victim will be there doing the same pattern over and over again. It is ridiculous.
get into the video, I want to start off by saying that I genuinely think all these girls come across as lovely and genuine people. I think they really made an effort to produce helpful content and probably don't deserve a lot of the mean comments that they get. The point of this video isn't to bully or harass the girls, it's to talk about the effects of normalizing and even promoting obesity.
That is very concerning that you are promoting obesity. I think that is really, really bad. I mean, look at that. Lots of people. Well, look at that. 140,000 followers and now 353 with 10 million likes. There is something wrong going on. Really, they changed a lot with the whole plus size thing. Very concerning.
Instagram and TikTok, they've amassed nearly 500,000 followers. So clearly there's people out there finding their content entertaining and useful. But the normalization of obesity is something we're seeing more and more on social media. And their content really makes me ask myself, where do we draw the line? How can we decide when we need to stop accommodating obesity?
Well, look at that. Wait a minute.
Myself, where do we draw the line? How can
5.2, so she's tiny. Let me take a look. I want to see it now. I'm 5'9", by the way. So let's see. We definitely want to know more about that. 5'2". What is that? 2 centimeters. That is 157 centimeters. So it's really tall. Tall, really tiny. For a woman, it's tiny. Well, here in the Netherlands, it's tiny. It's even below average, but we are tall in the Netherlands. But I'm 5'9", by the way. So, what is it? 2x the waist. Okay, 46. Sounds a lot. Yeah, is that inch? Hoi, that's a lot. 117 centimeters. Inch. And the hips are even worse, bloody hell. So 116 here. And the hips are even long. Well, hips, it's normal that your hips are wider, but 142? Woman, you fat. 142 centimeters. Wow, oh my god. Okay, this is really bad. So I'm 5'9", by the way. She's 5'2". 46 inches in the waist, 119 centimeters, and 142 in the hips. Bloody hell, she's fat.
We decide when we need to stop accommodating obesity and start promoting a healthier lifestyle and better eating habits. With the rise of fast food replacing healthy eating and obesity rates climbing.
Oh my, look at that. Nationwide obesity rates have more than tripled since the 1960s. That's a bad thing. No wonder that you need to pay so much for the insurance, for health insurance. Because all these medicines for, if you have obesity or whatever, you need a lot of medication for some inflation and other stuff. It's expensive. And if you've seen that it had more than tripled since the 1960s, no wonder it's so expensive. They need pills for everything. Depression, for inflammation, for pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. We're not feeling good. There is always something. And that's because you're fat. That's normal. If you're fat, you're not feeling well. You have pain, your legs, your knees, your heart. Everything hurts. Your body's on fire. This is a bad thing.
After year, society's already had to
Oh
make
my
a lot of
God.
accommodations for morbidly obese people, as we're just genuinely getting bigger. There are larger versions of pretty much everything now, often referred to as bariatric equipment in the medical field, like bigger wheelchairs, bigger hospital beds, and even bigger MRI and CT.
Yeah, and do you know how expensive that is? But can you imagine? That girl was 5'1" or 5'2", whatever. That is 157 centimeters. I'm from the Netherlands, so I'm 5'9", so that is 175 centimeters. And her hips were at 142 centimeters. It is 57 inch. Just the hips. I have no idea how fat she actually is. I mean, the BMI, how much does she weigh? I really want to know it. I'm curious, but I think that we will be shocked, like big time. It's crazy. I mean, really? If you can see that they won't even fit in an MRI, just an MRI to check out if your body is healthy. Like, really? It is that bad that they need to buy a new MRI for you to fit in. Like, these machines are very, very expensive. Like, millions of dollars, whatever. Very expensive, interesting technology. And, the bad part is, when you become fatter and fatter, they need to buy bigger and bigger MRI machines and other machines for the hospital, which means that, your health insurance will increase, of course. I mean, the amount that you have to pay will become higher and higher because, you're becoming fatter and fatter. And if you see that the obesity, tripled since the 1960s, you can imagine that it is very expensive. And this pattern won't stop for a long time. They will only become fatter and fatter. So this is a loop that never ends. You will keep paying and paying. And you become more hungry and you become fatter so you can eat more, etc. Oh my lord, this is terrible.
ET scanners. In everyday life, new furniture is being produced with increased weight capacity and reinforced materials to help obese people feel more comfortable and safe. And
But look at that. Look at this.
for people like the plus-size park hoppers, accessible seating has already been created for rides, featuring the
Bloody
largest
hell, well look at that, the belt and the belly.
seat and a bigger seatbelt. The park
A
hoppers
bigger seat belt.
range in sizes from 2XL to
What?
5XL, detailing their
5XL?
exact measurements, so viewers at home can compare their sizes with the girl.
I mean, 5XL. What size is that? What size is that in Europe? I mean, in 5XL, I have. It depends on what kind of clothes I'm wearing, but most of the time an extra small or a small. But something that depends. Sometimes with a skirt I want to have a small. Feels a bit nicer around the belly. I mean, if you sit, well. So a small, but with clothes like this one, an extra small. I mean, look at this. It's stretchy as hell and it's extra small. I mean, what? And these girls need a 5XL? Oh, wait. She is? Oh my god. This girl is even fatter than the one before. She's also 5'2". So, 157 centimeters. She's wearing 3XL. The waist is even more, 49. Wait a minute, okay. So a waist of 49, how much is that? Wait, I'm from the Netherlands, guys. 49 inch to centimeters. 124 centimeters just the waist. Bloody hell, that's a lot. And the hips, oh my lord. The hips are 65 inch. So that means in Europe, for all the guys who are from Europe, it is 165 centimeters in hips. 165. Oh my god. She is very tiny. I mean, we're here in the Netherlands, the average is above 5'2". I mean, I'm 175 centimeters, so 5'9". So that is above average, but still. Really? 65 inch? Really? 165 centimeters just around the hips? Oi, 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 oi. Okay, fair enough. I'm curious if that other one is fatter than her or just between or... Oh my god. So the other one had what, 2XL and this one a 3. Very concerning. And to think that 5XL is the biggest that they have yet. But wait, 5XL, let's see. I really want to know that. That is size 60, 62. Oh my god. I am wearing size 36. That or 34, that depends. When I'm wearing an extra small, that is 34 here in Europe. And small is 36. And this woman is wearing the size 60. Between 58 or 60. And I am wearing size 34 or 36. A lot to sink in. Okay, wow. Okay, shocking.
To see if they'd be able to fit on the rides that they do.
The seat on the left is slightly larger and is considered the modified seat. The safety mechanism here is an over-the-shoulder restraint that does need to get to a certain position to lock.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's see if she ain't that fat.
Ashley wears a size 5X and unfortunately was not able to fit in the modified seat. So she was...
First of all, can I say one thing? What a disgusting fat chick she is. I mean, look at that. She needs 1.5 seats. Test this seat before riding. They made this with a reason. Look at that. Look at her knees. Where are her knees? You can't even see them. Oh my god. Guys, this is mental. This is disgusting. This is pathetic. This is really... Look at that. Wait, what was... The other one had 3XL. This one? 5XL. Bloody hell. The biggest clothes that you can get. 5XL. That is a size 62 in Europe. I'm wearing 34. An extra small. 5XL. Bloody hell.
And unfortunately was not able...
Unfortunately. She's dying to go in that amusement park. Well, she is dying. But not for action. She is dying. Her body is. 30 is a long shot. Can tell you that.
So
Bloody hell. And then you were laughing. Like, I would be so embarrassed if I was sitting there and I won't be able to do that. To go in that attraction. To go for that ride. I mean, you aren't embarrassed the fact that they need to help you. They need to push themselves through everything. Oh my, well, look at the knees, by the way. That knee is just hanging between her feet. Poor knees. Poor heart.
Able to ride this one. Katie wears a size 3X. Despite being able to fit in the seat, she was unable to get the green light on the chest restriction.
Of course not.
My name is Stephanie and I wear a size 2X. I was able to fit in the seat comfortably and got the green light on the chest restriction.
2XL. 2XL is the limit. This girl is 2XL. She is 5'2", very tiny. The hips with like 46 inches or something, like 120 centimeters. I'm so speechless that you can be that fat. And that people think that you are fat shaming when you're saying, woman, maybe you should lose some weight because this can't be healthy. And if you, the other video the last week, I had another video what they've been eating in Disneyland, Disney World. Wow, guys. If you're curious and if you think this video is nice, it's funny, then you should definitely check that one out after this stream, of course. Because it's mental, it's crazy, hilarious. And so is
The
this.
seat for the ride has already been modified, and they've already made accommodations for the obese people, and someone still doesn't fit. What then? In the comments in these videos, some people complain that we aren't being accommodating enough. Poor Ashley, it's so disappointing in 2026 that rides are still inaccessible in these ways.
Inaccessible in these ways.
Appreciate y'all.
It's so disappointing in almost 2026 that rides are still inaccessible in these ways. So these days, 2XL to fit in that ride is too low. 2XL, like having size 50, above 50. 2XL. Wow.
It's so unfair, the lack of size inclusivity in this park.
Unfair, the lack of size, inclusivity. So that fat fuck over there has a 2XL, the other one had a 3XL, and the fattest one had a 5XL. And then you're saying, wow, unfair, the lack of size inclusivity in this park. Really? The park is made for max 2XL. Isn't that, well, being fat enough? Shouldn't that be just a wake-up call instead of nagging about, well, you can make it bigger, right? Well, then the park could say, well, you can lose some weight, right? I mean, they need to pay for that. You can just exercise at home, right? Use the stairs for a change, right? Instead of nagging all the time. Really? Oh my god.
They need more body inclusive rides.
Right. I mean, these girls. Well, it is sad to say, but they won't. They will be dead soon. I mean, 40 is a long shot, 30 is a long shot, even 25 is a long shot when you're that fat. Come on. Oh, what I'm doing. Really? 5XL? 5. 5. Well, I can really talk about this subject like all day long. This is mental. Guys, if you didn't follow me yet, don't forget to smack that follow button, by the way. But really, guys, this is crazy. How can you be like 5XL, go to Disneyland and be disappointed because, well, you won't fit for the ride, like you too fat? Really? Should be a wake-up call. You need to lose weight.
I'm so shocked that sometimes a 2XL didn't fit. There are so many different body types and a 2XL is becoming more common.
Ah, come on, more common. You're just promoting obesity. Really? I'm so shocked that sometimes a 2XL didn't fit. There are so many different body types and a 2XL is becoming more common. No, that's because you are just accepting that people are way too fat. That is the whole body positivity bullshit. That is fine, but these girls, which is very sad, will be dead soon. Because 30 is a long shot. Have you seen how fat they are? The knees. Have you seen everything? It is so sad for these girls. And of course, they're doing it themselves. They keep eating and eating and eating. But all her friends will promote, well, why not you go to Disney World? Why not just having that other plate with fries? Do you want fries with that? Yeah, I know, they are already having fries. Everything, do you want fries with that? Having a sandwich, do you want to have fries with that? Bloody hell.
Why haven't they made more accessible rides?
Because they fat. And why should we accept this? I mean, this is so bad for your body. They can't do a thing. They're always having issues, inflammation, pain. They need medications for everything. Really? Do we need to accept that? Do we need to promote that? That people will be dead before 30 years old? I don't think so. And if you won't fit in that ride, maybe you should lose weight. And if you don't accept that, well, why should Disney World need to change that? Why should they make the chairs bigger just for you because you are too lazy to lose weight? Right? Crazy.
Sorry y'all didn't get the ride. And by the way, 2XL becoming more and more common isn't a good thing. But the
No.
rides have already made the larger seats for larger guests that are almost double the size of a normal.
Doubled the size. Doubled the size. Already. No, they are very generous then. That they already did that and they are still too big. They can't keep going like this because that other one, that last one, was a size 5XL. So now they need to double the 2XL as well. Then that girl is still too fat for that ride. Like, what the hell, mate? Right? If you're still too fat for that ride, then you don't have the right to go in that ride. Really? Well, really, that's just my opinion. If you won't fit, you won't enjoy the ride.
Seat. If accommodations have already been made, genuinely, what is the next step? How big are the seats supposed to get to?
Yeah, well, that is exactly my point. How big do they need to make them? Because people will become fatter and fatter every day. So this is so concerning. But well, these people, they will be dead. It is just a matter of time. Sooner or later they will just die because their heart won't beat that strong. Imagine how strong that heart needs to be when you see girls like that or men like that or whatever. Their hearts must be so fucking good. They are pumping that blood everywhere. Imagine the strength. Bloody hell.
Allow morbidly obese people to ride them.
A thrilling roller coaster with two different seating types. One is a motorbike and the other is a sidecar. They have a tessie out front, which we highly recommend trying before getting in line. The safety...
Well, will you just look at that? Will you just look at that? Where are her knees? Look at her arms. My arms can fit like 5 times in her
mechanism for this
arms.
ride is a lap bar that does need to get into a certain position.
Where, look at that. Where is her neck? Look at that skirt. Do they even make that size? Or is it just handmade? Well, it is just not... Well... This is really sad. Shocking, actually. Concerning.
Katie wears a size 22 pants.
A 22 pants and has a 65-inch hip. So this woman is very fat. Like one of the biggest, wearing a 5XL. You can see that. But 165 centimeters hips. Of course she is wearing only skirts. They're loose. She can't fit in some jeans. That won't be comfortable. That's why they're always wearing jogging pants, like baggy clothing, because that is the only thing that they can wear, right?
Pants and has 65-inch hips.
Bloody
she was
hell.
not able to get the green light on either
Of
the
course
motorbike
not.
or the sidecar. I am wearing the purple shirt and the gray shorts, and I am a size 20 with...
Look at the legs. Look at that fat hanging on the almost on the floor. Look at the neck. Look at the sausages, the head, the fingers. Look at it. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get the green lamp. They will just pass out to get that green lamp. Like, see, I'm not that fat.
60-inch hips. I was not able to get the
Well, you will be disappointed.
light on the sidecar, even with Katie trying to push down on the lap bar for me. I also tried to push down on the lap bar for...
Is that pushing? Really?
Katie, but that did not get the green light either. For the motorbike seat, you do need to step over the bike in order...
Oh my bloody hell, you need to step over the... Oh my. Exercising over here.
to sit down. So keep that in mind if you have trouble lifting your legs. I did try...
If you have trouble lifting your legs? Really? That thing between that right is like 1 inch high. If you have trouble lifting the leg, wait a minute. Look at that. Look at that. What is that? 10 centimeters high. Really? It's not even 3 inches high. If you have trouble lifting your leg, well, then you're too fat.
Need to step over the bike in order to sit down.
You
But keep
fat.
that in mind if you have trouble lifting your legs. I
You
did
fat.
try the motorbike seat and did not get the green light
Of course not. Shocking.
first, but after Katie pushed down, I was able to get that green light. I personally find the motorbike...
Yeah, but well, now she will pass out. Because she can't breathe the entire ride. Like, for the belly. Like, oh no. And well, she will just pass out. And then, wow, then the tummy will just push against that thing. And she will fall out of the ride. What, that will be something.
seat roomier and comfier than the sidecar. There is also a leg restraint that goes over your shins, which can be uncomfortable. Even though I was able to fit in the bike seat, the line for this ride was too long, so
Bloody hell. I mean, can you imagine that you will just accept this? And that you will just show this video with us. Like, nothing is wrong. Like, everything is fine. Like, woman, really? You dare to show this with us? This embarrassing video? Like, isn't this like... Well, you must be so frustrated. You can't go in anything. But of course, well, it's their own problem. I know that, but it's so well, it can't be comforting. I mean, sitting there and pushing and you won't fit, and you want next to the other one and you won't fit, and oh my.
Either of us ended up riding.
Taking into account the design of a roller coaster, it's probably impossible to build a ride to accommodate this. The carts of the coaster run across thin metal tracks that can only support so much weight. If they're overloaded, they could risk break and lead to serious injuries. Plus,
Oh,
it just
no.
wouldn't be safe to build a ride that accommodates both obese people and smaller people, like children, because of the weight balance needed for the rides. Look, I'm no engineer, but I can imagine it's already a nightmare getting these rides to be safe. Never mind having to worry about whether your ride can withstand adding thousands of pounds worth of body weight. Like I said before, people are heavier than they used to be. One or two obese people on a ride probably wouldn't make a difference, but a ride full of massively overweight people sounds extremely dangerous.
It is. That is the whole problem. If you're accepting that, then you have a whole ride with like 5XL each seat, or an 1.5 seat, because I don't think they fit in one seat. But anyway, then you have like 20 people sitting in a seat with like 5XL, or like a BMI from 35 plus, like very, very fat, obesity to the max, well, weighing 150 kilos plus, maybe even 200 plus, whatever. I've no idea how much LBS it is. Wait, let me check it out. So that will be 330 pounds, is that it? But anyway, it will be a lot. But still, I mean, come on. Like between 300 and 500 pounds. You can't allow that. I mean, that is really heavy for that ride. You need to be, well, healthy, right? I mean, that is each seat. If there are 20 people over there, bloody hell, it's a lot of weight.
And people want this so we don't hurt people's feelings. When watching the videos too, you will notice how disappointed the girls look when they don't get the green light on the test seats, meaning that they can't go on the ride that they want to go on.
There is a test seat available for this ride located to the left of the attraction's
Bloody
entrance.
hell.
These seats are molded with a divider that goes between
Look at
your
that.
legs. The safety mechanism is an over-the
Look at her arms. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell is this thing? Well, I have to say one thing here. Well, actually a few things. First of all, what the hell? Her legs are like, well, this. Her thighs must be like this big. Like, oh my god. But the arms? I mean, like the upper arm? Look at that. Well, look at the elbow. I mean, it is like this big. And then there is the tiny elbow. And then you have a very strange little underarm, and look at this also, just this whole thing. And look at her hips and the waist. The waist is even bigger than the test ride. I mean, really? This is disgusting. Well, look at that upper arm. No elbow, really nothing. The legs, like, well, this big. She has no chin, no neck, nothing. It's just one little, well, meatball on the stick. One big Oompa Loompa here. Really? Oh my god. And this is the test ride. So she knows she won't fit, right? Test this seat before riding. Well, no kidding. Because, well, newsflash, she won't fit. In like nothing in the whole park. Oh my god.
shoulder chest restraint that does need to get to a certain position to lock. Ashley wears a size 5X and unfortunately...
Wow, shocking. Oh my god. Look at that. That thing is even a table on her belly. She can just lift it there. She can just lay it there. It is just a fucking... Her belly is a table for that thing. Wow. This is so concerning. This is so crazy. I'm so speechless. This video is crazy. The previous one as well. It's so crazy.
Unfortunately, was not able to get the green light for this ride. Katie wears a size 3X, and not only did she find the seat to be very uncomfortable, she was not able to get the green light. My name is Stephanie, and
That's because you all too fat, woman.
I wear a size 2X. I was also not able to.
Even she won't fit in that thing, and she's a 2XL, the other 3XL, and the other fat fuck a 5XL. And even this one with the 2XL, which is really huge, massive as well, won't fit in this thing. People, this should be your wake-up call. You are too fat. It's that simple. Lose weight. That is so... I don't understand that these days they will call you... Wow. Fat shamer, against fat people, against plus size. This ain't plus size. This ain't plus size. This ain't that. Really. These girls are... Wow. Is it way beyond plus size? No, they are so much fatter than just plus size. I think there is a whole... Well, like, they are different kind of plus size girls. They're just... They gave themselves a tag like plus size. But there is a big difference about being chubby and being, wow, a big fat round Oompa Loompa. There is a big difference. There is a hole between, a gap between. But they don't want that, of course. They just give them the tag plus size, because that sounds a bit better, of course. But there is a big difference between being a chub and a big round fat Oompa Loompa. Really, I mean, come on.
After 3 of the girls couldn't get the green light to go on the ride, they all just looked really disappointed. Clearly, they're all obsessed with Disney. Some of them even dressed them up as characters.
Well, if you are that obsessed with Disney, well, here it comes, guys. I know, go sit for it. Get a notepad and a pencil, because I have some shocking news to tell you. These girls are so obsessed with Disney World. Like, they want to go in all the rides possible. They are so obsessed, but they can't go in them because they're not allowed. So here it is. You ready for it? Lose weight then. Lose weight, and you will be able to go in all the rides. If you're that obsessed with Disney World, just lose weight, and you will be able to go in the rides without even testing them before. Well, isn't that something? I know it's shocking. Shocking news. Crazy. But really, come on.
And they aren't able to go on the majority of the rides at the park due to their size. The idea of test seats too is pretty crazy, to be honest. We've normalized obesity to the...
Yeah, that is something I have to agree. I mean, testing before going into the ride is crazy to begin with. That you even need to build such thing, to just place that before the ride, knowing that people are that fat that they probably won't fit. That is crazy to begin with, because then you're just accepting the whole obesity thing, like that people are way too fat.
Point where we have to anticipate and accommodate for it.
Yeah.
I'm not really into theme parks, but I've been to a few, and I've never once seen a test seat in the UK. So
Of course not.
maybe it's just a USA thing, but the idea of someone being too fat to ride just seems so foreign.
Well, I have to say, I never saw that in the Netherlands too. So, well, I have nothing against Americans, nothing. But I think the people over there are a bit bigger, I guess. Compared to Europe. We eat less in Europe too. But No idea.
Even when they go to restaurants at the park, they have to specifically request not to be seated at booths or on chairs with arms as they won't fit.
And there you have it. Let's rewatch this.
Specifically request not to be seated at booths or on chairs with arms as they won't fit.
Really? Really? They need to say that they are that fat so that they won't get a nice little sofa over there with the arms, because probably that chair won't make it. The chair will just break into a million pieces. But really? Really? Maybe there's a special couch that it will be able to, wow, to still stand there after a million minions have been sitting on it. Oh my lord.
Where possible, they even book ahead of time, specifically requesting the table and chairs to make sure that they are specifically reserved for them.
Some of the seating here does have arms, but there are also booths and tables with chairs without arms. This episode of If
Isn't that concerning? Isn't that pathetic? Isn't that just a lack of discipline? I mean, come on, right? Use the stairs instead.
5 Bits I Sits, we had dinner at Lamplight Lounge. There are stairs to go down to the dining area, but there's also an elevator if needed.
Wow, wow, wow. Big surprise.
There's both indoor and outdoor seating here. Most of the chairs do have arms, but there is some seating outside without arms. If you'd prefer to...
Wow, can you imagine that you even can't sit on chairs with arms? That you always need to make a reservation? That you have a chair without arms because you are that fat, and your waist and your hips will probably just overflowing the armchair. The arms, whatever you want to call it. That they are just, your fat is overflowing that. That's disgusting. Just lose some weight, you fat fuck.
Chair without arms, don't hesitate to ask a cast member.
Ultimately, asking for a more comfortable chair isn't a crime, and they do deserve to feel comfortable. But when accommodations have already been made, like having a standard chair with no arms, and the seats are still uncomfortable, I don't see how this isn't a way.
I mean, look at that girl, by the way. She's so fat. That girl almost had like a Z cup or
Chair with
a whatever. I mean,
no arms.
look at
The
that.
seats are
Look at that. She's a bloody cow. Look at her tits. Crazy. And all the guys, oh, kick me. But really, oh my lord, this is crazy. Can't be good. Can't be good.
still uncomfortable. I don't see how this isn't a wake-up call.
Look, did you see the thumb, by the way? That sausage, like, the thumb was like 3 times my thumb. Oh my.
For them. The park hoppers are spending so much money on the tickets and spending days at different parks. And they have put so much time and effort into making sure that they...
And then they can't even go into the rides because they are too fat. Well, isn't that fucking hilarious? Really? They're promoting Disneyland like over and over again. They're obsessed with it. Really obsessed. They're addicted to it. Obsessed with it. They can't think about anything else than that. But they won't exercise. They will just not lose any weight to go into the rides. I think that is crazy. If you like that something that much, I think you should put some effort into losing weight and be happy that eventually you'll be able to go in that ride. I mean, come on, 2XL is the maximum that you'll be able to go into that. 2XL. It's big to start with.
And enjoy themselves because their weight limits their ability so much. Ashley is the largest member of the group.
Yeah, we saw that. Well, look at the elbows. Look at that t-shirt. Look at the neck. I have no idea how old this girl is, because when I see, well, like, wow, obesity, people who are really, wow, above average in every way, like very big girl, very fat. I have no idea how old these people are because they look even older than they are. So I have no idea. It's crazy. When they're losing weight, they're like a whole different person. She's not even recognizable after that if she is losing some weight. I have no idea. How old is she? Is she like 30 plus, or I have no idea. That's really something I want to know. I'm very curious about that. How old should she be? Is she? How old is she? Maybe they will say it.
5XL.
Hi, 5XL.
And after watching the majority of their videos, I just couldn't find a single ride that she was able to go on.
Ashley is 5'10".
5'10". She's a bit longer than me. I'm 5'9". She's a 5'10". We're 5XL. The hips are 76. Wait a minute. This girl is the biggest one from the group. So 76 inch 2 centimeters for all the. Do you want to know it, guys? Do you want to know it? Her hips, like round her body in a circle, is 193 centimeters. 193. And the waist, the hips are always bigger, by the way, but the waist is 157 centimeters. Just like that. Oh, crazy. I'm speechless. I'm really speechless.
Versus size 5X top, 30 bottoms, has a 62-inch waist and 76 inch hips.
Even with the modified seats for bigger guests, Ashley couldn't go on a single ride at Universal. And it's the same for other parks too. Unfortunately, she didn't get a green light for any ride.
So she can't go in any ride. None of them. None of them. We tried. That is your response. So after sitting in these test rides, well, she went into a ride, the test ride. Oh no. But really, that is their whole argument. We tried. That ain't trying. Losing weight is trying to become healthier. This ain't trying. But lie to yourself, you must, but don't lie to me.
And honestly, I can't help but feel sad for her. She's clearly a huge Disney and Universal fan, paying tons of money to go to these attractions, and she just can't get to enjoy it. Now, imagine all of your friends going on rides without you, and you just have to sit there and watch.
Crazy.
It will feel very isolating.
Of course you will feel isolated. But, well, you can do something about it, right? If you want to go on the rides as well, lose weight. And you will be able to enjoy the amusement park, right? But she is just, well, how should we say it? Well, she doesn't want to change. She doesn't want to change at all. So actually she doesn't give a flying fuck about going into rides, right? I mean, otherwise, if you really want to go in them, you're doing some things to change that, like exercising or whatever. I mean, if you really, really want to do something, you will change your daily routine, like your food routine. You will just try something to accomplish the mission.
For Ashley, and I do feel sympathy for her because some of the comments are brutal. So
yeah, well, I have to say, it is her own fault.
Ashley just watches the bags. Dan,
Yeah.
Ashley just pays all that money to get in to watch everyone else go on all the rides.
Yeah, well, that is exactly what she is doing, right?
Ashley should probably take a hint. I wonder
Exactly.
for Ashley and people like her who can't enjoy these rides, what's next? Larger seats have already been built which it can't fit in. Are these theme parks supposed to just make them bigger?
She can't even go through. She can't even sit in it.
Will there be rides built specifically for fat
Oh, can
people
she
that
now?
only they can ride? And honestly,
Wow.
I just don't see how this can't be a huge motivator for weight loss. Being
Yeah.
able to experience things that people have a health.
That is because people are well, thinking that being fat is normal. They are normalizing becoming and being that fat. So, of course, the parks will just make them bigger and bigger because we are all normalizing. Well, I'm not, but all the other people who are, well, not size average, are normalizing it and they are becoming bigger and bigger and etc. Becoming more people are fatter. So, of course, the amusement park needs to change it and they will probably make the rides bigger because they have to. Otherwise, well, nobody will fit in something like that. But I think it's concerning. Normalizing obesity is not a good thing.
Way just don't think twice about. And can you imagine the feeling that she'd get if she was finally able to fit onto her favourite ride at a theme park? After years of being too big, it would feel unbelievable for her.
Yeah.
Especially for Ashley, as she's had to watch all of her friends go on these rides without her, sitting on
Well, lose weight.
the sidelines. Being able to join in and go on these with your friends and experience it together would be amazing. Would it be so bad to have a goal of seeing the green light instead of red? Now, one of the biggest issues with these types of accounts is that it actually encourages them to stay at their current size. Like, the name of the account is literally the plus size park hoppers. The more annoyed people get in the comments, the more views they get, which leads to higher engagement. And obviously, because of their high follower count and the amount of views they get, they're obviously making money from it.
Of course, they are promoting obesity here. So that is also a bad thing. And of course, I understand they want to earn money. I mean, they need a lot of food to eat during the week. So they need a lot of money for that. Because their tummies, their stomachs, big as hell. But this is not a good thing.
Their tickets and meals are even discounted or even free for bringing attention to the parks.
Of course.
The more attention the account gets, the less likely they are to change. Especially when they've made their entire identity about being fat. And the sad thing is, all of these girls, especially Stephanie, are clearly very charismatic and clearly have a lot of knowledge about Disney. Even if they didn't focus on being
Oh my lord in the heavens.
plus size, I bet their account would get a lot of attention from us.
Hoi, hoi, hoi. Do they even make dresses that big? Well, apparently. I'm shocked. Never seen a dress that big before. Really.
The Disney adults. But now it's pretty much just a content farm for viewers to poke fun at.
Yeah.
Even on Tom Segura's podcast, he finds the idea of the account a total joke.
Have you ever been seated at a restaurant and found that you couldn't fit comfortably in the seat or booth? Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers and we range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney content. We're starting.
They can't even sit on the chair. Their fat will be just floating over the seat. Really. At least they have no arm, a seat without arms to lean on. But their fat will be just floating all over this chair. Will just reach maybe even the floor. Disgusting, but oh my lord.
A new dining series called If I Fits, I Sit. In this series, we'll go to different restaurants on Disney
Crazy.
property and beyond, showing you the types of seating they offer, whether or not we find it comfortable, and we'll also review the food.
Well, look at that. Ain't a neck. There is no neck there. That thing is just attached to her body. There is no neck.
I don't know why these people don't do what I did. Just feel immense shame about the way you look and feel.
Yeah. Here's, by the
Don't
way.
you hate when you see arms on a chair? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this
Who
chair
the
will
fuck
hold
is
me.
thinking that? There's arms here? I guess this isn't for me. Jesus Christ. Sit on the floor. That's what they should
God.
do. If you walk into a restaurant and you don't fit in the chair, you
Sit on the floor. That's also a good one. That is a good one.
eat on the floor until you
Yeah.
can fit in a chair.
Like in Afghanistan, that's
Jesus
what they do.
Christ.
Sometimes social media can act like a safe space where you're tucked away inside of a community that you're part of. And with plus size Disney adults encouraging each other in the comment section, it isn't actually like real life. It isn't normal to worry about whether you'll be able to sit in a seat in a restaurant. You are, unfortunately, morbidly obese at that point, and it is unhealthy. I don't understand how it isn't a wake-up call not to fit on a ride. But it's not just the ride and restaurant seats that the park hoppers complain about, but also
Oh, my
the
lord.
phenomenon of the term that they've coined
The rash.
the Disney rash.
The Disney rash? Wait a minute. Come again? What? What? The Disney rash? What is that?
Not to fit on a ride. But it's not just the ride and restaurant seats that the park hoppers complain about, but also the phenomenon of the term that they've coined, the Disney rash.
Have you been dying to get the Disney rash? No, probably not, but it does happen. Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers and we range in sizes from 2x to 5x. Make sure you like this video and follow us.
Wow. You have to be at least 2XL. 2XL. To, well, be part of that group. But the Disney rash, what is that?
From our plus size Disney tips and tricks. If you don't know what the Disney rash is,
Look at them walking. They were really big Oompa Loompas here. Well, look at that. How can you, why are you walking that old?
consider yourself
Look
lucky.
at that.
It's also known as exercise-induced vasculitis.
Oh my lord, look at her. By the way, it is interesting. Oh, is it because of, well, like between the thighs? Like when they are walking, it is like the legs are keep going next to each other. I mean, they're like how do you say that? Because, well, they're fat. So the legs will constantly, well, it's not, there is no opening in their legs because they're that fat. I mean, maybe they will just, because it's warm and you're walking all day, then you will get a rash between the thighs, or is it not just there? Guys, if you didn't follow me yet, don't forget to smack that follow button, by the way. But we are watching a video from, well, Disneyland, people being ridiculously fat.
It can happen when you're exposed to heat and if you're exercising for a long period of time.
Well, you're never exercising. That's the whole problem. That's why you became fat in the first place.
Which are both super common in Disney World.
Well, look at, by the way, how swollen her feet are. Her legs are.
Because you can walk between 5 and 10 miles a day. The rash typically appears
5 and 10 miles a day. I can walk more during a day if I want.
on exposed parts of your lower legs. It can cause an itching and burning sensation and just be downright uncomfortable.
Everyone knows that theme parks are massive, and it's kind of the point.
Yeah.
The rides are massive and they take up tons of space. You can
Yeah.
easily walk over 10, 15,000 steps at a theme park.
Yeah.
In fact,
Well, it's good for them. If they are there every day, they finally will lose some weight. But then they need to eat a healthy snack during the lunch or whatever. So no Mickey Mouse croissant, no bagels, no fries, no hamburgers, no ice cream. Like they are having 5 ice creams a day, by the way. So only having some water and a healthy sandwich. Then they will lose weight. If they keep doing this every day, but wow, they don't like that, of course.
in fact, you should be walking at least 8,000 steps every day as part of just being healthy.
Yeah.
I might be controversial in saying this, but I wouldn't consider walking 5 miles strenuous exercise. It's
No.
literally just walking a few thousand steps
Exactly.
straight in the day. Being overweight also makes you much more susceptible to getting exercise-induced
Yeah.
vasculitis, aka the Disney rash.
The Disney. Can you imagine that they just made a word for that? The Disney rash. Vasculitis. They call that Disney rash because they need to walk 5 miles to go to another, well, like, ride. To go in, which they can't because they won't fit. Interesting.
Because of heat retention in the fat tissue and increased inflammation.
Yeah.
And it's actually very rare in people of a healthy weight who exercise often.
Yeah.
To be honest, the plus-size park hoppers' experiences at theme parks sound pretty miserable. They have
Exactly.
to check if they fit on every ride, which most of the time they don't.
Bloody hell.
They have to book ahead of time to make sure the chairs are big enough to fit them, and they have to leave if they don't. And they can't manage walking long distances across the park without getting in pain or getting the Disney rash. But for the plus-size park hoppers, their anxiety for making sure they fit starts well before the end of their parks, and actually starts on the flight beforehand. The park hoppers exclusively fly with Southwest Airlines because their accommodation for plus-size people is well ahead of any other US airline.
Really? For booking an extra seat? Oh no. They need to buy an extra seat, of course. But they do not want to buy an extra seat because cost more money, but you fat, so you need at least 1.5 seat, so you need to buy 2. Okay, let's see. Let's read. Okay, ready for it. Booking an extra seat. Purchase in advance. Well, no kidding. If you require more than 1 seat, we strongly recommend that you book both seats when making your reservation to ensure availability. Okay, here we go. People ain't gonna do that because fat shaming. But if you are bigger than just 1 seat, you need to buy 2. Okay. If your partner carries, okay. But seats are not refundable. Extra seats may not be purchased. Okay, to keep blah blah blah. What happens if I arrive and haven't reserved the extra space I need? If you haven't reserved an extra seat and it's determined you need one, you will be required to purchase an additional seat and pay any seat free at the airport. Oh my Lord in the heaven. Lords in the heavens. If the flight, well now it comes. If the flight is full or adjacent, no guys, sorry. And if there aren't available, you will be rebooked on another flight with available seating. Oh no. If this determination is made after boarding, you may need to deplane for rebooking. Oh dear. Ah. Oh no. Refund of the extra seat. You may request a refund for your extra seat after travel. Keep in mind the following. The flight must have departed with at least 1 open seat. Both seats should be purchased in the same fare class. The refund request must be made within 90 days of travel. Oh no.
Have you been dying to fly in an airplane, but you weren't sure if you'd fit?
Well, you can see that these two in the pink clothing and the blue one, they need an extra seat. We can see that already.
Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers, and we range in sizes from 2x to 5x. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size tips and tricks.
Well, yeah, you can see it that one of those is in, wow, like 2 seats.
Flying as a plus size person can cause a lot of anxiety. Between worrying about if the seats are too narrow or if you'll need a seatbelt extender, there's a lot to think about. We've been flying with Southwest for
Well, you can also just lose weight and you don't need to think about that anymore.
years, mostly because of their amazing customer of size policy. If you think that your body will extend over the arm of the chair, you are able to book an extra seat and you will get refunded for it after your flight. It's super easy to do. You just book as 2 passengers, and for the second one, you put XS in the middle name. This will automatically be recognized as an extra seat in their system.
Wow, you need to buy an extra seat for yourself. Imagine that you are just, well, promoting to other girls who are, well, are the same plus size, well, bubble, that you are just telling them, wow, you can just buy an extra seat for your weight, for your belly, for your tummy, for your hips, for your big ass. Really? She's just normalizing that you need to buy an extra seat because you're that fat? Oh my.
When you get to the airport, you print your boarding pass as you normally would. You will get 2 boarding passes, one for you and one to
One for your ass, or one for your fat, or your tummy, or you're getting 2. Can you imagine? I mean, imagine this, guys. This is so embarrassing. But imagine that you are boarding, and that you are there waiting, and that guy is right in front of you. You're boarding there, and you're giving 2 tickets, and he's looking at you. One is for you, and one is for that fat body of yours. Next. Oh my Lord, this is so embarrassing. Imagine that. Like a woman, how fat are you? What is the weight? Yeah, £300. Okay, you need an extra seat over there. Do you have 2 boarding passes? Oh no. That is so embarrassing. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh my god. That is so embarrassing.
Display on your extra seat. This will let other people know that that seat is reserved. When you book an extra seat, you automatically get pre-board. And this is to ensure that you and your extra seat can sit together. We're also able to bring
You and your, what was it?
get pre-board. And this is to ensure that you and your extra seat can
You and your extra seat can sit together. Wow. That extra seat is your tummy, but sure, have fun.
sit together. We're also able to bring our friend with you to pre-board, which we think is so nice. We like to ask for our seatbelt extender as we're boarding, and the flight attendants are super nice and discreet about it. The armrests between the 2 seats do come up so you're able to be more comfortable. We recently flew in their MAX 8 plane, which is super
Well, look at that. Will you look at this?
neat.
Look at her knees. Her knees, legs, things, sausages are that big. They're just pushing against the chair. I mean, that woman right in front of her. Oh, that's so sad. Her knees will constantly be pressing on the. Wow, crazy.
New and very spacious. As a 2X, I did not need a seatbelt extender in the
Oh my god, look at the thumb. The neck, the teeth. There is so much wrong with these girls.
tray table came all the way down. When your trip is completed, you can call Southwest and they will either refund the points that you paid or the cost of the second ticket. This policy makes flying more comfortable for everyone, not just us.
More comfortable for everybody, ain't comfortable for me. I mean, look at that. Imagine that. When you want to go to Disneyland, you need to get a plane. That these fat fucks, all of them, they need to buy, well, 2 boardings because, well, one is for their body and the other one is just for the big belly. So they need 2 pass. So they are just using 2 chairs instead of 1. Imagine having a group of people for like 20 people of those. So they need 40 seats. Only 20 people. Bloody hell. Imagine going on that plane with like 100 people of those. 200 seats gone. You have only 100 people in that plane. Wow, this is crazy, right?
And we are so grateful that Southwest offers this.
I'll start by saying that it's great the park hoppers are aware that they need an extra seat because a lot of fat people don't realise this. If they didn't do this and you had to sit next to someone who was literally spilling over into your seat, it would be uncomfortable for both people. I do think though that if you're using 2 seats, you should have to pay for both. You're taking the seat away from someone else, and I don't know why you'd have to get that for free just because you're too fat.
Yeah, that is something I don't understand as well. Why do you need to have a free seat if you're too fat? Why not just paying for that seat as well? I mean, it is your choice to be that fat, right? It is your choice to not exercise. Why should it be my problem?
Now, I wanted to check for myself what the policy was for plus-size passengers with Southwest Airlines, and unfortunately for the park hoppers, their refund days will soon be gone.
Wow, thank God. Thank God. That is really something that I don't like. I mean, why do they need a free seat if they're too fat? I don't understand that. I mean, first of all, that costs a lot of money. I mean, did you think about health insurance? I mean, these people are having inflammation all the time, need their obesity, diabetes, they need pills for everything. They are having depressions all day long. They have heart problems, lung problems, they have everything. Well, I mean, do you know how expensive it is if your whole country is fat? Did you think about that? It affects your wallet too. Because you need to pay a lot more for health insurance because more people become fatter. That is the loop, the never-ending circle. But let's see. The Southwest Airlines is implementing a new policy form, okay, January 27, requiring plus-size passengers who cannot fit between armrests to purchase an extra seat in advance. Okay, this new rule replaces a previous policy that is allowed large. Okay. A refund or request a free extra seat. Okay, and updated refunds for the second, Seats are only possible if the flight is not fully booked and passengers without an extra seat on a full flight will be good. Okay. But.
January 27th, 2026, plus size passengers will no longer be able to refund the cost of the additional seat if the flight is fully booked. Their updated policy also states that if a passenger is of size, meaning if they don't fit within both armrests and encroach into neighbouring seats, then they will be rebooked
Wow.
onto another flight with an additional seat. I do see this change as positive, and it's simple really. If you encroach onto someone else's seat, which they have to pay for, that is your fault and you should be made to reboard. I also think it's fair to pay for an additional seat if you take up two.
Yeah, well, that is just normal, right?
More luggage than I pay for, I have to pay for it too, so there's no real...
Yeah, but isn't that like unfair for people who ain't fat? That you need 2 seats because you're fat and you should only pay for 1? Like, why is it my problem that you keep eating? It's just a lack of willpower. I mean, why should I pay for that? It's bullshit. It is really bullshit. And I know there are a lot of people who are fat, and that's fine, but 30 is a long shot. And it's fine. But don't get one seat free because you're fat and you keep eating. It's crazy. I mean, I don't understand that at all. Why we are accepting that at all? I mean, we are being called fat shamers, and we are not nice to them. I mean, nice. I need to pay an extra. I need to pay more health insurance because you keep eating. I don't think so. Come on, it's not healthy. Lose some weight. They will be able to go in all the rides to Disneyland. Well, what more could you possibly wish for, right?
difference here. Honestly, after watching the plus size park hoppers videos for a long time, I have to say it's hard not to feel pity for them. Because it seems like the thing that they look forward to the most is ordering massive meals in the restaurants. Now look, outside of all this negativity, I do think the group still has a positive message to share. They are trying to encourage people of a similar size to...
And well, the best part is now they are exercising, they are in a swimming pool, but you know, the moment they are exercising, they become hungry, and they will just go to the restaurant inside of the pool and have like 1,000,000 calories, and they will go swimming again, and then they want an ice cream, and then they want something else, and I understand it. I really understand. There is a lot of sugar in everything. You become addicted to sugar. That is the whole marketing thing. I mean, companies want to have products with a lot of sugar, so well, you will get the rush, you will get addicted to it, you become hungry. I'm eating low carb, so I don't give a flying fuck about sugar. I don't have those urges that you need to eat chocolate, that you need to have this or that or whatever. So it is concerning that, well, companies are trying to make you more addicted to food, and sugar in particular. I really understand. I see the marketing over there. I mean, have you seen all the stuff in Disneyland from the previous video? If you didn't see that one, you really should check it out. It's crazy what they have been eating. One day, 5 ice creams. Like, what the hell? I don't even eat that in a week. But okay, fair enough. It is bad that companies are doing that. So we should also say, well, fuck the companies, and you should, the government should do something about that too. But on the other hand, who are you to decide what I eat, right? I mean, I'm not eating a lot of junk food, but the moment when I want to eat junk food, I will just do it. But people like this, they are so fat that the government want to try, well, you shouldn't be eating this or that. But then they are just messing with everything. They are just deciding what I want to eat. I mean, of course you want to help people, but I think that everybody should be able to eat whatever they want. And if they want to die for that early, that is fine. If they think I prefer to just become 40 and eat everything every day, and if I die, I'm good with that, I'm fine with that. Who are we to decide what you do? But the whole problem is that everything becomes more expensive. Well, the traveling with the rides, with the health insurance, and all the other things will become, well, more expensive too. So there are a few things. It's a tough tough thing, but I think that this ain't a good lifestyle to live. And I think that they have even no clue, no idea how bad this actually is for your body. Because I've no idea if you know about that one. Last time I saw a documentary about, what was it? It was in America, I suppose. The guaranteed heart attack grill or something like that. And there was the owner was not fat, like what, not at all. But one colleague who worked there was like 30 years old. And he got a heart attack and he died. It was called a guaranteed heart attack grill or something like that. You can just check it out. It really exists in America. And well, there were nurses there and they would be spanking or your butt or whatever when you were eating if you didn't eat everything up. It was hilarious, but well, very sad for the guy. But it is crazy. Can you imagine that guy was so fat that he got a heart attack when he was not even 30 years old? Not even 30 years old, he died because obesity, diabetes. He kept eating and eating and eating. Like, really? Of course you are allowed to eat. And I can talk about this subject a long time. Because it's so crazy. Of course a government shouldn't be telling you what to eat. I don't give a flying fuck if you're eating like a pound of beef like every hour. Be my guest. But if but you can't, well, ask me to do the same. And if I don't want that, and if I do whatever I want, I will do that. You will do it too. But don't cry and don't be sad if you won't fit in the ride on Disneyland, right? I mean, come on. It's crazy. You need to accept that. Consequences. You need to make decisions in your life what you want to do. It is very important. What do you want to do? Do you want to eat every day and become this fat? Sure. But you know, your heart will be pumping. You will have inflammation every day. And it's fine if you want that. And if you want to only become 30 years old, go ahead. Live your life. But this ain't healthy.
Still go out and enjoy themselves, which I totally agree with. I think their videos could be helpful for people who want to know more about the parks they're visiting as well, as they are clearly passionate about Disney and want to share their passion. I also think their content is helpful for people with physical disabilities who need to know specifically what the requirements are for each ride, like if a walkway is accessible or not, or if the distances between the rides are too long so they can know ahead of time if they need a wheelchair or just more assistance. Even for people who've started their weight loss journey, this account is informative for them too. Their energy as a group could lead to a successful social media account all on its own, without the mention of them being plus size, just them sharing their love for Disney with people and showing the best ways to get around the parks. My issue with this type of content isn't
they can only sit with 2 people in the teacups. Normally a whole family is just sitting in the teacups for like 4 or 5 people. 2 is the limit here. I'm even surprised they could even sit 2 people in the teacups.
and showing the best ways to get
I mean, look at that. The girls behind there.
just them sharing their love for Disney with people and
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right behind those 2 fat fucks, there are sitting 5 people in the teacup. 5. These 2. That 2 is the limit. That's because how fat they are. 2. 2. Compared to the 5 behind them. Ah, this is mental. Mental. Hey, thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to smack that subscribe button and give it a like. I also stream live on Twitch. Follow me and I can't wait to see you there.